r/AskReddit. What is that one fact you know that always makes people respond, and why the duck do you know that? This is a smiling Kanye. It only appears once every 20,000 Kanye pics, very rare Kanye. Like in 5 seconds or bad luck. If you plan on using a baseball bat as a weapon, put a long sock over the end. When someone tries to grab the bat, you can rip it away with ease and continue with the baseball beatdown. Thanks. Edit. Why does a one-word comment have 2 silver? Thanks. Edit to the edit. Now it has 5 silver. Thanks. 15-day later edit. 9? Thanks. According to some cannibals, the most delicious part of the human body are the eyeballs, they like licking them. Edit. I am not the cannibal and thanks for the silver. I think we got our winner here. Winner, winner, you, Tinyo as dinner. The best way to clean up blood without leaving a smell is salt. Just put salt and scrub, the salt helps the blood clump into pieces, making it easier to clean too. Edit. OMG. Thank you so much, kind stranger, for popping my gold cherry. Not a serial killer, but you can never be too careful. Edit 2. Many of you asked about taking it off clothes, so. Baking soda. Mix 1 part baking soda with 2 parts cold water in a bowl and dab onto the stain using a cloth. Leave for 30 to 40 minutes, then wipe off all remaining residue. Lemon. To lighten dried-in blood, simply rub half a lemon over the stain and sprinkle some table salt on top. Edit 3. Apparently it depends on the fabric. Carrot. I used that when I did RNA and got tired of purchasing new uniforms. When it's still fresh, pour hydrogen peroxide on it, then blot immediately. Even if it isn't fresh, this works. Hands down best way to get it out. Those fake roses that come inside a glass tube at gas stations aren't pretty decorations. They're crack pipes. The fact that I genuinely believed that this was common knowledge is leading me to think I've made some bad decisions in my life. People who never lived in bad neighborhoods never learn because they only sell those in bad neighborhoods. In ancient Babylon, people would build their most valuable possessions, fine wine, among others, into the walls of their basement, which in the region was usually a naturally occurring cave, so when the taxman came he couldn't see it to count it. Humans, dodging taxes for over 3,000 years. From the moment we learned to collect taxes, we've been figuring out how to evade them. A human tooth has 36 calories. I am hungry. Clenches jaws. 1,152 calories. Look at Mr. Badass with all of his teeth. Terminal velocity of an ant is around 3.9 miles per hour. They can't be harmed by falling because they can't fall fast enough to hurt themselves. For the same fall distance, a mouse walks away, a human breaks every bone, and a horse splashes. Rat poison is actually an anticoagulant mixed with stuff like fiberglass. Because rats are always scraping and squeezing into stuff, they build up these minor injuries. The anticoagulant stops their blood from clotting properly and they internally hemorrhage to death. Since a human being is a lot bigger than a rat, rat poison is much less effective on us. It's so much less effective, they have turned it into an anticoagulant that just so happens to be one of the most popular medications, commonly prescribed as Coumadin, Jantoven and warfarin. Minus the fiberglass, probably. Opossums eat ticks like we eat potato chips. They'll hoover up 5,000 ticks a week and never get Lyme disease themselves. And they don't get rabies. And are North America's only marsupial. Edit. I misspoke in saying that opossums can't get rabies. It is possible for them, but rare, less common than in other mammals. Thank you everyone for sharing sources and correcting my slip-up. Science is always helping people learn and improve. Also be sure to thank your local opossum gang for snacking on all of those pests that nobody likes. Because their body contains LTNF, lethal toxin neutralizing factor, they're also immune to the effects of multiple venomous snake bites, ricin poisoning, bees, botulinum, etc. Edit. Since this comment is getting more popular, I ask you to read up more about opossums. Misinformation breeds ignorance. It is rare for an opossum to have rabies. I'm not saying opossums can't carry rabies, but they are 8 times less likely than wild dogs to carry rabies. They are an animal who can bite you, especially if they have young, and can carry some diseases, so don't think you can pick one up and give it a hug. But if one's living in your garage and isn't hurting anyone, don't let your first instinct be to kill it. Edit. Spelling. If you're going to stab something, always make sure to stab and twist the knife. If you stab without twisting, it will just leave a slit that can easily be mended. If you twist, it leaves a hole that can't be so easily mended. Gonna duck up some watermelons later. And your knife. A nursing sperm whale's milk comes out in the consistency of cottage cheese so the calf can eat it in the water. I read it as a nursing whale's sperm milk. Duck me. I was so amazed that whales were nutting food for their kids. And massively disgusted, of course. Snakes got 2 dicks. Edit. Obligated to say. Thanks for the silver, kind stranger, it's my first. Edit 2. Well damn, this blew the duck up. For those asking how I know this, I saw it on TV and it stuck with me since. Colonel, I'm trying to infiltrate the compound, but my 2 dicks keep rubbing together in the sneaking suit and it's getting uncomfortable. Have an upvote for making the solid snake joke. The first 1080p video on YouTube was the Muppets singing Bohemian Rhapsody. It exists. And I watched it, start to finish. I'm not sure if that helped make my life complete or not, but it's done. Half of all bank robberies take place on a Friday. I'm guessing this has something to do with paychecks being issued on Fridays? Do the banks prepare a bigger supply of cash for those who need it immediately? I used to work at a bank and their cash deliveries were on a Thursday, but it was more getting rid of money. The local businesses that accept cash would make deposits regularly, mostly $20 bills, whereas it's rare for people to cash their paychecks if they have a bank account or withdraw cash at all. The ATM takes care of most cash withdrawals and cash is just becoming less and less useful. The maximum width the human anus can stretch is 9 to 12 centimeters. Edit. I shall now test this with the gold medal I just received. Not with that attitude. Edit. Holy crap, I left work for 3 days and come back to this? Why can't I be witty on my main account? Literally laughed out loud at work, had to deflect questions about what I was laughing about. A Russian woman had a crap ton of triplets, twins, and quadruplets, with the same man totaling up to 69 children. As a woman. Duck that. My vagina is having sympathy pains. Horses masturbate by flopping their penis against their belly. Edit. Wow, gold for horse penis facts. I love Reddit. Thanks guys. If you go to a farmer's market or other place with those pony rides where the poor things walk around in a circle all day attached to a rotating wheel, all the male ponies are whacking it like crazy out of sheer boredom. Makes for some awkward family home videos later, I imagine. Here's our Billy. Enjoying his first pony ride. Not nearly as much as the pony seems to be, I guess. Whacking it out of sheer boredom? Horses. They're just like us. That you should always use 2 hands to pick up a severed human head. Human heads weigh about as much as a standard-size bowling ball, but unlike bowling balls, they are not perfectly spherical. Therefore, gravity is not evenly distributed across the entire head, so they have a tendency to topple out of your hand if you try to hold them with just one. And nobody wants to be the person who drops a severed head. I'll keep this in mind next time I'm on severed head collection duty. Shouldn't you already know this if you have a duty of picking up severed heads? Alcoholics decompose faster when they die. Source. Was a crime scene cleaner. Edit. So I posted this last night while falling asleep, so here is some clarification. When people die they decompose, but people that are alcoholics will decompose faster than normal dead people. Why? I have no idea. It's been so long since I was in that line of work, I just remember enough stories and facts to stay interesting. Love y'all. Greater than crime scene cleaner. On what side of the law was this? He's the one that receives the dinner party reservations.